Hey everyone, this is Five Eyes. I said I'd do a video for different things potentially, but I'll start with this one on Blazons. This is my first video, so go easy on me. But if you've got any other suggestions you want, if you found this useful, that is, let's see, then leave a comment and let me know what you think will be useful for you. So, like I say, I'm going to do this on Blazons, so I suppose first off, just to start, it's probably best just to say where you can find them. So the best places are the Sphinxes, which is the weekly event on a weekend, and then also there's a couple of others where we've had the squids, and recently we've had the spider things that have given some out occasionally. So it seemed, I can't remember whether they're every 2 weeks or 4 weeks, but either way, there'll probably be some coming up, either in this next event or the one after. You also get some from the daily activity in box 4, which is the 110 one. So you get one Blazon there. And you also get one in the daily event as well, I think, for completing the tops, getting the top sort of score it asks you to get. So you get another 2 each day sort of from those areas as well. The other really good one at the moment is in Challons. So if you look at the battlefield rewards, for each round, if you win and you get 1200 personal scores or more, then you'll get 28. So that's really pretty good. Even if you get less than 250 and your alliance wins, then you still get 5. So you still get some regardless of how you do. And you also get one when challenge is finished as well. So in the Elite League, well, we're not going to win, but let's say even if you're in the top 250, you'll get 28. So again, quite decent rewards and quite a good place to get a decent amount of these Blazons. So they're actually really, really good if you know how to use them properly. And as we get more, we'll all get really, really good buffs from these. So you access them via the troop buildings. So each one just takes you straight into that particular troop's Blazons, but you can access all of them from the same place. So I suppose there's 2 sets for each troop type. So for ground, you've got Justice and Sacrifice, and they've all got, I'm not going to go through all of them, but they've all got 2 different types of set. And for each of these, the one set is for attacking and one set is for defending. The only slight variation on that is for mounted, where you've got one for attacking and one for attacking monsters. So that's a little bit different because there's no point defending with mounted. So that's how it's sort of set up. And depending on how many of each set you've got, you get a debuff or buff, which you can see at the bottom here. So if you've got 2 of the Justice set, then you'll get that first buff, first debuff rather. With another 2, so when you've got 4, you'll get the second debuff, and then if you've got all 6, then you'll also get this buff, which is pretty good, of 10% for attack, defense, and HP. And the debuffs aren't bad either. So all of those is worth getting at the very least, getting a level 1 for each of the set. Okay, and then you've got some decent buffs and debuffs going on to your whichever march you do. So the way it works is that these are pretty similar to the gear on generals. So you've got attack in the top left and the bottom right. So the buffs are focused on attack for those 2. For the top 2 on the right, you've got buffs that are focused towards HP, and then down here, the bottom left is exactly the same, but on buffs focused on defense. So that's the way it sort of works. And what you want to do is just see, first of all, whether you can get a full set, which hopefully after a while of trying, you will actually be able to do. So if I go into this 3rd section, I'm going to try and put together a full set. So you can see here I've got, for attacking, the honesty set. So it says here when attacking, and it also gives you attacking siege machine attack. So that will only work when you're actually sending a march out to attack something. The humility set is obviously the opposite, so that's only when defending. So those buffs will only take effect if you are getting hit by somebody, or defending a temple or something like that. So when you're trying to create it and you want to check what you want to put it together, you're going to look in here and see, right, I want to start my honesty set. So and I know for me that this one's going to be my best one. So I've got one that's it's got defending siege machine attack, which actually is pretty useless for this one because the honesty set is for attacking. So the defending siege machine attack is not a great buff for this, but it does have siege machine attack, which is going to be useful for either defending or attacking. So it works for attacking. So that one's okay. So if I look at the other ones, I can see that this one's got reinforcing siege machine attack. Now I don't do a lot of reinforcing, although to be honest, I could probably put that in there instead, because I'm probably more likely to use reinforcing attack than the defending one, but there we are. And then it's also got siege machine attack as well, so that's not bad as well. I've then got these other ones which got reinforcing siege machine attack and in rally. Now those I don't use a lot, so they're not going to be that useful for me. So right now, they might be when later on in the game when we do a lot of rallying or we do a lot of re-inning. But generally at the moment, it's not that useful for me. And that's just purely an in rally one. So that would be really good if we were doing loads of siege rallies in Battlefield. But at the moment, that's, not really any use. So I'll choose that one. And then the next one, I've got siege machine defense on monsters, which is absolutely useless. Nobody's going to send siege machines at monsters. And then siege machine load, which can be useful because I use this siege for trying to plunder RSS. And the other one is even more useless, really, in rally and also siege machine training capacity. So completely useless buffs for me, so that's why I've gone with this one, even though it's got the siege machine defense on monsters. This one's only got one honesty one, so that's obvious. I'm going to select that one. Same for this one, and this one's got two. So the one I haven't chosen is all about reinforcing. I don't really reinforce with siege, so don't need that. And then this one has got marching siege machine HP, which is good because that's related to attacking, which this set is. So I'm choosing that one. And then finally, this one's only got one honesty, so that's an obvious choice. And that's my set, and that's how I'll make my decisions on which ones I'm going to keep. So that's kind of what you need to look at. But basically, any with sort of training, increase of training troop capacity are completely useless. And then unless you're in an alliance which does loads of rallying, or you do a lot of reinforcing, then the other two might not be that useful either. So for your attacking set, you want to be focusing on the buffs that will give you either marching, troop, attack, defense, or HP, or just the straight up, in this case, siege machine, attack troop, siege machine, attack, HP, or defense. For the defending one, you want to be focusing on the opposite. So you want to be focusing on defending siege machine, attack, HP, or defense, or again, just straight up siege machine, attack, HP, or defense. But you don't want the marching one because you're not going to be marching while using this set in theory. So that's the way I would look at trying to put it together. Now, if you at the moment I've only got it, so I've got one. I use the first preset for here for attacking, and I use the second preset for the defensive set. I don't use the third one at the moment, but I suppose in future I could have one for reinforcing or one for rallying, depending on what I need. But at the moment, this is all I'm focused on. So yeah, so the other thing to sort of mention actually is that you have to have these selected for them to apply. So at the moment, I've selected defending. Now, if I'm going out in SVS and trying to attack, then that means my attacking ones aren't going to work. So I want to make sure that the justice set is selected. So I've selected this preset for all the ones I'm going to use for attacking during SVS. If I'm doing, the only reason I really use a trap, because it is a bit fiddly to come in here when you're not going to change it in the middle of battlefield because it's too difficult. But if I was trying to be a trap, or I was looking to take a hit from somebody, then I could just come in, make sure I've selected all of these to be defensive before I unbubble and let people attack me. Okay, so that's sort of what I would do. I suppose the other thing to mention is that you need to save these properly. So before you to actually save a preset, so let's just stick any random ones in here. So let's say I want to stick with that. I need to press the pencil at the top left here, and then select the preset that I want to save to, and then press save at the bottom right, and then that's saved. Okay, so that's sort of how it works. The other thing to do, and the really important thing to do that you may have noticed, is that all of the ones here have, you can see the padlock in the top right corner of each one. That means they can't be overwritten when you upgrade a Blazon that you really like and you think, right, I'm going to upgrade that one. Because I did that when I first started and ended up losing loads of the ones I'd already put in because they weren't padlocked. So don't make that mistake. So if you want to save it, or whenever you decide to sort these out and put them all in, make sure you tick that padlock in the top right. So it should go gold once it's locked. Okay. Sorry, I've got a cold from my daughter, so that's why I'm coughing. And my voice is funny as well. So that's pretty much what you do. When you are in a position to upgrade, then you can see from my ground troop one here, I've upgraded to level 5. Now, when you, the reason I've done that is because it's ground troop defense and marching ground troop defense. So it's as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good. I mean, ideally, yes, I could have 2 that were marching ground troop defense because it will give us it gives a slightly higher buff for the marching one. But I'm pretty happy with it, so that's why I've decided to upgrade it. So when you want to upgrade, that's why it's really important that you've locked all the ones with the padlock that you don't want to lose. So when I upgrade, it's going to consume all of these ones that I just don't need. So I need 1300, so that's 13 of these, so you get 100 each to upgrade. I wish it was a bit quicker than this. So I've got 1300. If I press upgrade, it will go to level 6 and those buffs will go up slightly. Okay. Now when you get to level 10, then you end up with an extra attribute unlocking, which is entirely random. It could be something like training troop capacity, which you'd be really annoyed about, but I did one with range troop attack and I was lucky and I got another range troop attack. So this gives us like a 17% attack buff, which is great, just for getting to level 10. So my advice would be, because you get another attribute unlocks at level 15. Again, it could be troop capacity increase, which would be pretty annoying, but it consumes a lot of Blazons. So it's 33 I need just to get to the next level. So it's going to take a lot to get to level 15. So my advice would be to get one to level 10 and then just go to another and get that to level 10 and go from there. And I think that's pretty much all I've got to say on it. So I hope that's not too garbled and useful in some way. If you've got any questions, let me know. And my my voice is about to go, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.